And so what that means, Jermaine, is if you have a natural ability and you begin to invest in that, now you have experience coupled with knowledge, you can now multiply and maximize. And so for those of our listeners who are out there and you are running out of gas, or if you have strength and you are not capitalizing on those strengths, if you are not moving in the workplace effectively by executing at a higher level of productivity and performance, and if those of you who are also entrepreneurs or careerpreneurs, if you are not maximizing that in the area of your passion, then you are not getting the best or leveraging your strengths. And so what I want to share with the WOW listeners, Jermaine, is, well, let me ask you this, Jermaine.
Mm-hmm.
Most often, why is it that many of us, we focus more on our weaknesses
because
rather than our strengths?
Because we know that that's what holds us back. So what we want to try to do is focus on that thing that holds us back and build that up.
And that's the thing. It's most people, when you think about it, we tend to focus solely on our limitations. But studies show if you maximize your strengths, those things that you do well, those things that you do great, then you have to begin to multiply. You don't even try to compensate for those things that you don't do well in. And so most of us try to have fix on what we're not good at instead of discovering and appreciating and then cultivating our strength. And so I want to encourage WOW listeners to begin to cultivate your strengths by making sure that you are developing yourself in those areas. And so if you think about it, if you were focusing on the area in which you are at your highest and best self, think about how much more you could do. And so I spoke with this group yesterday, and I talked about leverage. And when you leverage something, it's the ability to influence a system or an environment in a way that multiplies the outcome of one's effort. But check this out, without a corresponding increase in the consumption of resources. So that means you're not even operating from your reserve. You're dealing only in your overflow.
All right.
And so when you are operating in your strength, you're not pulling from the thing that tires you out.
Right.
You're not pulling from the thing. And so many of us, I want to tell this term and say this term tonight to the WOW listeners, the achievement trap. Okay? And so we fall into this achievement trap, WOW listeners, because we are focusing on being promoted based on our productivity instead of aligning our skills with our purpose.
Right.
Okay? And so in the achievement trap, what we do is we spend time connecting with our leaders in the organization or connecting with those who have influence so that we can move up the ladder, okay? But what we need to consider is once you get that position, if it is not in alignment with your strengths, Jermaine, you then burn out.
Right.
That is why most of our dream jobs become nightmares, because we fail to work in the flow of where we naturally grow. Okay? And so I want us to think about the strength that you have. Some of you have the strength of producing at a high level, but yet you're operating in roles that are beneath your ability.
Right.
And so when we talk about leveraging our strengths, that's, first of all, listen, WOW listeners, in order to leverage them, Jermaine, we have to know them.
True.
We have to know them and we have to understand them. So I'm going to walk away with 3 questions, and the WOW listeners will have homework. So I want you to go to my social media and I want you to actually respond and post. How are you applying your strengths to your goals?
Right.
And how are you applying your strength to your current role? Because when I look at this analogy that I've used over the past 2 speaking engagements, Jermaine, this has been such a burning topic that I wanted to share with WOW listeners. WOW listeners, picture yourself in the future. And so I have this activity, Jermaine, where I say, picture yourself in the future, and I want you, it's 2 people, and they're the same person. Wow, listeners, you're in the future, and then your current self is in the back view, okay? You're in the back of your future. I want you to write down those things that you see in your future, in your career, in your desires and dreams of climbing the ladder or even working in the area of your passion. What are you currently doing? And so you write out those goals, and then behind that, I want you to see your current self. And I ask you all, Jermaine and the WOW listeners, what are you currently doing to look like what you see in the future?
All right, good question.
Because if your current strengths are not being maximized to actually accelerate you to look like your future self, then I want you to rethink where you're actually spending your time. And so while I know this is a little unique, but when you leverage your strengths, you get more out of your strengths than what you're currently using. So as you're driving on tonight, as you're sitting in your car, as you're sitting at home in front of the computer, national and international listeners, I challenge you to begin to leverage. For those of you who think you're actually working at your highest and best self, you're at the pinnacle of your career, I challenge you to go a little deeper, to find out where are you not maximizing and how can you then connect with the other strengths that you may have. Because I want you to remember, as I close this WOW segment, that your value never changes about the strengths that you have. A lot of us allow, feedback that we receive in the workplace, Jermaine, to affect our strengths, the value of our strengths. We allow the promotion that we didn't get. We'll say, well, I must not be, strategic, or I must not have critical thinking, or I must not be influential because they did not select me for the position. Well, our listeners, that's then focusing on your opportunity. When you focus on your strengths, you say, well, I may not have gotten a job, but it's not because I'm not capable or that I don't have the ability. It's just I wasn't a good fit and I did not get the job. But do not devalue the strength that you have, because your strengths are fixed. They do not fluctuate. They do not decrease, but they can increase if you maximize your potential. That's all I have on tonight, Jermaine. I want to encourage our WOW listeners to operate in your strengths, your natural ability to multiply and maximize.
All right, and there you have it. Dr. Kim helping us win on Wednesday, as she does every week, and we definitely appreciate it. So, Dr. Kim, there may be those out there. They may want to hear more, see more. How can they reach you?
Yes, you can go to my website, drkimberlyellison.com. That's drkimberlyellison.com. And then I also have a program coming up called Content to Creation, where you can go to my site and sign up for it. If you are trying to create your VIP day, your master class, your training program, whatever you're trying to do, create a membership, I am going to help you move that from content to creation.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and definitely looking forward to talking more about that right here on Winning on Wednesday. So we'll do it again on next week, and until then, you be blessed.
All right, Jermaine. You do the same. Bye now.
All right. All right, y'all. The one and only Dr. Kimberly Ellison helping us win on Wednesday, helping us be the best we could be, offering life strategies to help us succeed in the workplace, all the while using biblical principles. So we